Welcome back to another episode of The Stacks. I am your host, Tracy Thomas, and The Stacks is a podcast where we talk about all your favorite bookish things. This week, our guest is Ashley North. Ashley is a celebrity stylist, a TV personality, and now she is also the CEO of her own lifestyle brand called AN Style. We're going to talk all things books. We're going to talk a lot about reading to your children, why maybe reading has stopped being a priority in Ashley's life, and also curriculum in high school reading. There's a lot more that we discuss, like Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish and all sorts of stuff, which you'll see. But here's the other awesome thing we're doing. My husband, for my birthday, got me tote bags and pins that are the Stacks branded. And I'm so excited. They're very cool looking. And I know a lot of you saw them on Instagram this weekend and were interested in getting one. So here's how you can get the Stacks tote bag and or pin. Become a patron. Patreon is a website that allows listeners and consumers of independent content to support the work that's being done. You can support for as little as or as much as you want a month. And in exchange, you get awesome perks. So normally you get to help us pick future book club picks, send in questions, find out about guests early, and other things. But this time around, if you become a patron before July 31st, so the end of this month, you'll be entered to win a Stacks pin and or a Stacks tote bag. So just go to patreon.com/thestacks and then decide how much you're able to contribute and know that I super duper love you. The last little thing before we get started this week is a reminder to subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. If you're listening to us through Apple Podcasts, please rate and review the show. Our most recent review comes from SMG78, and they say, "This show is incredible. The host is articulate and knowledgeable. Can't get enough." It's that easy. It takes like 5 seconds, and it means so much to us and helps to get the show out to more people. So please rate and review the show if you can. All right, that's all for me for now. Let's talk to Ashley, get to know her, and of course, send your comments, questions, and concerns over whenever you have them. All right, enjoy the show. All right, everybody, we are here with Ashley North, who is a celebrity stylist, TV personality, and now she's the CEO of her own lifestyle brand called AN Style. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, you make me sound so fancy.
You are fancy. Listen, full disclosure, I guess we should just say it now. Ashley and I we've known each other since, she's known me since I was in my mom's stomach.
Yes.
So we're basically just gal pals for life. So there's going to be giggling is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, Mom. My mom
Does
gets
your
mad
mom
at
love
me
it?
when I have people where I giggle a lot.
Oh, yeah. She's going
gonna
to hate
this.
this episode for sure. Hi, Susie.
Hi, Mom. Sorry about it. Okay. So I just introduced you like your professional resume, but why don't you kind of give us a little bit about your personal resume of life?
Okay. I am from Seattle, Washington. I am in my mid-30s. I choose not to say the actual number any longer.
Okay.
I am a mother to 2 beautiful little girls, and I have a fiance named Deshaun. And we are living happily in Calabasas now.
Oh, gosh.
So
Happily
far
ever
from
Calabasas.
So far from everything.
Yeah, it is far.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't from LA, Calabasas is just like this
Far.
magical
AF.
fairyland that is like an hour from LA. It's
Where
far.
the Kardashians rule the world.
Yeah. And Bieber, right? Isn't he there? Or he was?
I have no idea where he lives.
Well, speaking of Bieber, that's a good
Yeah.
segue to your life. So, Ashley, you are a celebrity stylist and you dressed Justin Bieber
I did.
back in his good old days.
I dressed Justin Bieber back in his heydays, his baby days.
His like hoodie days.
Yeah, his like real little boy.
Like the purple hoodie. And
Oh, we loved a purple hoodie.
loved a purple hoodie. Well, I
Loved a
feel like
pur-
a lot of people associate that with Justin Bieber before he dyed his hair blonde and went absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yeah, like that is quintessential Justin Bieber. I think like his bedazzled jackets with
Mhm.
like Bieber on the back.
Mm.
That was us.
That was you.
Yes.
And now you dress Kevin Hart.
Yes. Now Kevin Hart is my main client. I work with other men, but he's my steady.
And you've been with him for how long?
I have been with Kevin now for a little over 11 years. So he was my first client on
Okay.
my own, and he is my longest client as
That's
well.
a long time, 11 years.
It is a long time, and someone actually just said this to me the other day. Like, in terms of the styling world, it's like unheard of because
Right.
people switch stylists like they switch albums. You know, like they have
Right.
a new album, you get a new stylist. Like that's what
Right.
people do. So to work with someone for as long as I've worked with Kevin, it's really sort of unheard of. But it's been really cool because I was sort of there from the beginning
Right.
with him, and I've been here through the whole ride that is Kevin Hart.
And he really has, like, 11 years ago, he was not, I mean, you had to be, like, into comedy to know Kevin Hart 11
like
years
the only
ago.
reason I recognized him the night that we met and when I like gave him my business card and was like, I'm a stylist, I was like, that's the guy from Soul Plane. Like that's all that he was known for at the time.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
I'd never
now-
heard of Kevin Hart before. Like, I didn't know who Kevin Hart was before you dressed him. I knew
okay.
him through you, which I'm
Yeah.
probably the only person in the history of the world who knew a celebrity through their stylist.
Yes.
Oh,
but
have you seen
I
any of my
appreciate
work?
that.
No, but I have seen the jean jacket you're wearing tomorrow. Cool. Is he funny in life?
Okay. I think that most people would say he's funny in life. Yes.
Okay.
I think that me and Kevin have the type of like brother-sister relationship
So
where
he
he's
annoys
like, I'm
you.
like, oh my God, you're so annoying.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sort of our relationship just because it's so long.
right. But he is, like, over the top in life, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's pretty much on all the time.
Got it. 'Cause,
That's
you know,
sort of just him.
Right. Well, some people, like famous people, celebrities, especially comedians, I feel like some of them have like a lot of darkness and like
Yeah.
they're like very quiet and they like don't want to be.
That's
They're like, don't
not
talk to
Kevin.
me. No, he's like always
He
on.
is Kevin Hart
That's
all
funny.
the time.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What's like some of the coolest stuff that you've been able to do through Kevin? Because that's like you have access
Yeah.
to things that you might not have access to when you're in the dressing room, like putting clothes on someone's body.
Yeah. I mean, I've been able to meet a lot of different celebrities, and it's been like a really cool experience for me. Like even this last weekend, I was in New York dressing Kevin, and then when we were done on set, he was like, "Oh, we're all gonna go to the Chris Brown concert," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." But like that meant like not only were we going to the Chris Brown concert, but then we were going to Chris's dressing room after to meet him
Whoa.
and say, "Good show."
Right.
So I mean, those are the
That's
type
cool.
of things. Yeah.
And you've dressed him for pretty big stuff. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to plug some of the cool things you've done, or
I
do you want me
mean,
to do
he's
it
done
for
the
you?
Oscars a few
Yes.
times. We've done the Golden Globes, where he also got on the best dress list.
Boom.
You know.
SNL.
Oh yes,
That was a
SNL
big
twice.
one. That was
SNL
big.
is a really big deal, and I dressed him twice for SNL.
And do you like Kevin's really out in the world? And I guess this is for just in generally styling. Are you styling him only for big things, or are you like, hey Kevin, I just shipped you 30 pairs of pants and 50 shirts, like have fun getting dressed?
Yeah. So the thing with Kevin is I'm constantly shopping for him. So basically his whole wardrobe is
Stuff
my
that you bought.
creation.
Okay. But then other people, you might just dress them for
Yes.
an award show or an opening night.
Yeah, Kevin is sort of out of the ordinary in the fact that, number one, he really loves clothes and likes to look good all
Okay.
the time. And number two, he has a lot of money.
Right. So he's
So
shopping.
He's shopping consistently.
Got
So
it.
like other clients, yeah, I mainly just dress them for like award shows or, you know, they're hosting something
Right.
or stuff
Right.
like that.
Okay. And who else do you dress?
So right now, I work with Terrence J. He's another client that
He's
I'm
the
working
MTV
with, right?
guy?
Yeah, so
Okay.
he does a lot of MTV. He was on E! News for a while.
Oh, right. Okay.
And he does a lot of hosting. Like he hosted the BET Awards pre-show and
Cool.
the NAACP Awards and stuff like that. So a lot of red carpet for him.
Okay.
And then he does a lot of TV hosting. So,
Nice.
yeah,
And then
it's good.
if you had like a dream client or a few dream clients, or who are people that you're like,
Yeah.
I would love to get my hands on your wardrobe?
Okay, first of all, this is someone I would love to get my hands on just because I think that he's dressed very poorly and I would just love to see more from him.
Okay.
That is Drake.
Oh, that's a good one.
Drake is so talented and I love his music and his clothes are awful.
Yeah. They're
all the
like
time.
mediocre at best.
At best.
It's just kind of like normcore.
Yeah, it's just like I'm the normal guy. Like I just do what I want. But it's like, but you're also Drake. So
You're
like,
Drake.
can we not?
Right.
Could we just
Could we
do more?
We could do better. We could
Right.
do better.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else?
And in terms of dream client right now, I think like a Chadwick Boseman or something, just because you know, he's on top of his game right now. And also the fashion world really likes him.
He dresses well.
Yeah,
he was
does.
great at the Met Gala.
Yeah.
He was like Cowboy Pope, right? Wasn't that him?
Yeah.
That was
so
good.
Yeah, they do a good job with him. I would just like to do it.
You just would also like to be there.
Also
but he
like
has a stylist.
He does. And her name is actually Ashley as well. And we met at the Hollywood Reporter dinner. But that was nice.
Right. Because can you plug how great you are?
By the way, I was mentioned in the Hollywood Reporter. They do a yearly, like, the top stylists in the industry, and I was on their list this year. So that was exciting. And I got to go to this really cool dinner, and, like, everyone was there with their stylist.
Oh,
and,
fun.
Of course, Kevin embarrassed me, but that's fine.
Because Kevin embarrasses you. He likes to embarrass you. That means he loves you, right?
Yeah.
That's what my mom used to tell me about my brother when he was mean to me. Because he loves you.
He's like the little brother or older brother that I never had. But smaller.
He is smaller.
Much smaller.
Okay. Do you feel pressure to dress yourself?
No.
None.
I don't.
Because you just love clothes.
I just love clothes. So when it comes to me, sometimes I feel pressure because I am so immersed in men's fashion that sometimes when it comes to dressing myself, I'm like, oh, what do I do? Because I don't really have any women clients.
Right.
So sometimes there's pressure in that regard. But for the most part, I just wear what feels good. Like it's just, I guess that's my gift is that I can just do it. So there's not a lot of pressure.
Wow, because I always feel pressure whenever I go anywhere with you in public. I'm like, I don't want to go because I've
asked you to go to so many things and you say no because you don't have anything to wear.
We're going to talk about this next week when we talk about Year of Yes, but that is very true that I've said no to a lot of things because
so many things.
And it's literally because I'm too scared to get dressed. It has nothing to do with the event.
It's not social anxiety. Nope. It is clothing anxiety.
It's clothing anxiety next to your clothing. And like I don't dress
like
bad.
You feel fine when you're next to Jake. Yeah. You win every time.
Well,
just kidding, Jake.
Literally next to anybody. I'm not stressed out. But if I'm going somewhere with like you or my friend Becca, who's an actress, I'm like, I don't want to go because they have cute clothes and I don't.
But you always look cute. There's never been a time where you like showed up and I was like, oh God, I'm so embarrassed to be here with her.
I'm a pretty conservative dresser though.
And that's
I don't go nuts, but I just feel like
because you've got to stay true to who you are.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is why I love Ashley because she always makes me feel better about dressing like a grumpy person. I want to backtrack a little bit because I do want to know, you have kind of one of those jobs that I think a lot of people would want to have and think that they want to have. How did you become a stylist?
So this is kind of a weird story.
Okay.
I believe I fell into it because I was in my final quarter at the University of Washington. I was majoring in communications with an emphasis in PR, and I thought I wanted to do PR. So I go to do like my last quarter internship at this PR firm in Seattle, and I'm like, oh, hell to the no. This is not what I want to do. And now I've just wasted my entire college career thinking this is what I was going to get into, and now I don't want to. So I literally graduated, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I ended up working with this local magazine. There was a photographer on staff at the magazine that I knew. And he was like, I want to start doing like some fashion shoots. Like, do you want to help me? And I'm like, okay, like, sure. I like clothes. Why not? So I started literally producing these photo shoots with him and getting the clothes and finding the models and dressing the models. And I was like,
I love this.
I love this. So I immediately enrolled in the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles, moved to LA because I knew that there wasn't anything that I could do in Seattle.
Right.
I moved to LA and just, I mean, it's a crazy story, but I literally, like within a month of living here, I met a stylist, immediately started assisting her. She was a huge deal. Like she dressed like Eddie Murphy, Ludacris. Wow. Chingy, like at the time, like these are all, I mean, these are huge, these are huge names though.
Sure.
And so I'm just sort of thrown into it and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I haven't even lived in LA a month and now I'm on music video sets and I'm in Eddie Murphy's closet at his house. I'm like, this is crazy. But it all just happened very naturally. And so then it just grew from there.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's like really like an LA story.
It is.
Okay. So aside from the glamour of being in Eddie Murphy's closet, what's something that you hear people talk about that's like, oh my God, I wish I could do that. That sounds so glamorous, that you're like, that is literally like garbage bin work. Like, it's terrible. I hate it.
You know what? That's the thing about my career is everyone thinks it's so glamorous. And of course there's glamorous sides to it, but also the way that I run my business, I'm extremely hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to shopping and then carting all the stuff to the client's closet and like you're sweating and you have 15 bags on each arm
Right.
and your car is packed to the ceiling and you know, like there's all these things that, you know, when you see Rachel Zoe on TV and she whisks into the fitting with like her heels
Right.
and dress on, that's not my life.
No.
Like I'm not, I do a lot of the legwork in
Got
it,
it.
so it's not as glamorous.
Have you ever tried to pass off any of the work?
I try.
But it's hard.
It's hard.
You can't relinquish.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have a control issue when it comes to my clients
Well, you're a hands-on human in general.
in general.
Like, you're not one.
I don't pass stuff off very easy.
I think it's hard. That's hard for me too. Like,
Yeah.
even stuff that I don't know how to do, I'm like, I don't know how to do this, but I will figure it out better than someone who's an expert.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
basically this entire podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, but
But you do a
but I'm-
fantastic job.
We're going along. We're learning as we go. Well,
Yes.
when this podcast takes off and I become the most influential human in the history of the
Which
book world,
I know is going to happen.
will you dress me for my events?
Duh.
Even though I'm not a boy.
Duh.
Okay, great.
I can't
Then
wait.
I can finally go to events with you because I'll
I
have
can't
looks.
wait to dress you. You're going to have a photo shoot and everything. It's going to
Okay.
be amazing.
I'm going to look like a librarian.
No.
Well, yeah, like a cool
You're going to be like
librarian.
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Ooh, I was thinking
She's very like,
sure. She's
but she's
librarian
got
chic.
some sass.
She's librarian
Yeah.
chic. Great, I'm excited.
We
Okay,
may show a midriff or two. Just
All
be
right,
prepared.
Gotta get my crunches on. What kind of stuff inspires you? Like, what do you look to for inspiration when you're like dressing, especially dressing someone for so long? Like,
yeah,
how do you
it's
keep
like
it
you
fresh?
constantly have to evolve. The thing about it, when I started doing this, it was all about magazines. So I was every month go to the magazine stand, get like 20
Oh my
magazines,
gosh.
and you're flipping through and you're tearing and you know you're doing boards
Right.
and all this stuff. But now the way that the internet works, and especially social media, it's literally you can go on Instagram and find anything that you want. Like there's so many
Oh.
pages. You know, each magazine has a social media page where they're posting all of
Right.
this stuff. You can go online and see pictures of all of the designers' runways. So I don't necessarily have to go to Milan for Men's Fashion Week. I can
Right.
stream it on my computer.
Right. But
So
then you
it's-
don't get to go to Milan.
I know. And I yell at Kevin every year because like I've been telling him so long, like we've got to go to Men's Fashion Week, but he's so busy all the
Right.
time. That's like the least of his
That's like your
concern.
dream thing that you want Kevin to do.
Yes. Someday we're going to do it.
Well, maybe Terrence J will do it, and
Yeah.
then we could just be like, "Sorry, Kevin, you
Sorry,
missed your
Kevin,
chance."
you missed your chance.
Yeah, bye,
I'm
guy.
front row with Terrence.
Yeah. Oh my
Boop.
god. Can I be your assistant for that?
Yeah.
I just want to eat pasta.
I just want to sit there with my glasses on.
Okay, I interrupted you though. I want to know what else inspires you. So magazines, using the internet. Are there
Yeah.
any like books that you use or like,
Also, I'm a huge fan of coffee table books,
Mm.
specifically fashion ones. It's something that I collect and I love them.
yeah.
They're like my babies. You
Yeah.
can spend so much money on them because they're so expensive, but it's like
And they're big.
they're huge and they're heavy and they're so chic.
Yeah. Oh my god, well, you're in some. Your work is in some.
My work is in some books, yes.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. Justin came out with a book. It was just basically a book about Justin,
Right.
but like obviously a lot of my work was featured in that. And then Kevin also has his own book. He came out with his book, and so a lot of my work is in that book as well.
His like story, his book about his life, or like
His
he
book
has a
about
picture
his
book?
life.
Oh, I see. And there's
So
like
Kevin,
a picture section.
yeah, I guess it's called an autobiography.
Got it. Yeah, that's right. You did it.
Did
there you
I
go.
say it
You
right?
said it right. And
I'm really not stupid.
Valentine's Day is upon us, and I've got love on the brain. Love for books. Duh, of course. Hello. Did you forget what podcast you're listening to? I love bringing you all great reads, exclusive author interviews, and behind the scenes book gossip. But I can only do that with your support over on Patreon and Substack. Our Stacks Patreon community, also known as the Stacks Pack, is where you can go for book club meetups, a private, very active Discord, and a year-long mega reading challenge to help you achieve all your reading goals. Plus, you also get that monthly bonus episode. Now, over on the Substack, you can subscribe to my newsletter, Unstacked, where I keep the book conversations going. I also give you a healthy dose of sports and pop culture, definitely some hot takes happening over there. And again, that bonus episode. If you don't have a few dollars to spare, don't worry. There are free options on the Substack and the Patreon to get you a little extra Stacks magic. Making this podcast is a total team effort, and by supporting my Patreon and my Substack, you allow me to support my amazing team that makes the show possible every single week. So if you or your friends are looking to meet other book lovers and support this indie podcast, come hang out with me on Patreon, Substack, or both. I would love to have you. And since we're talking about love, you can gift subscriptions to the Patreon and the Substack for that special reader in your life. For the Stacks Pack, head to patreon.com/thestacks. And for the newsletter, head to traceythomas.substack.com. And also, there are links to both in the show notes. Okay, see you in the Stacks. Okay, I want to shift a little bit because you're a stylist and that's great. But also, you're a really amazing thing. You're a mom.
I am a mom.
To 2 little girls who I love
Yes.
dearly, one of which is technically my goddaughter, but she hates me. And the other one is my superhero of life, Charlie Goldson.
And she loves you.
She's my one. And the
Yeah.
other one who I'm supposed to like monitor her well-being is like, please don't look at me, Tracy. Like, get out of my face.
But you know, in all fairness, she's like that with most people,
Including
so it's
you
not,
sometimes.
Yeah, like she's super shady to me all the time.
She'll
The only
come out of
person
it.
who doesn't get that is her father.
Her father.
Because they look alike.
They're twins. They're the same. You are just like Charlie, the older
Yeah.
daughter, and Deshawn is just like the little daughter,
For
shady
sure.
as can be.
Shady.
Yeah.
Shady,
But when
shady.
they shine their light on
Oh,
you,
it's the best light.
Yeah.
Because when you get that light, it's like, wow,
Wow.
it really means something.
Yeah, like one
Yeah.
time Deshawn threw something at me and it hit me in the eye, which was the darkness of Deshawn. But then when it hit me in the eye, he was so worried that something was wrong with me.
Right.
And then he was so nice. And so I was kind of milking it. I was like, oh, I can't
my
see
eye.
my eye. I
Yeah.
still bring it up. And he's like, you know, that was on accident. I'm like, this is the only time you've ever been nice to me. But so you have these 2 daughters.
Yes,
They're lovely humans.
they are.
Chase, the little one, just turned 2, and Charlie is 7.5.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Jeez.
Talk about it. What's it
Yeah.
like being a mom?
It is the greatest thing that I've ever done. So I can talk about Kevin and meeting Chris Brown and being in his dressing room, but then really like coming home to them
Right.
is like the greatest thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. I love them. And I always thought I wanted boys, and then God gave me 2 girls. And I honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like,
Right.
it's so much fun to be a mother to a daughter because I don't know. I guess it just gives you a whole set of responsibility. And I like
Right.
know how I looked at my mom, and like she worked hard and she
Right.
provided for us. And like, I want to be that same mother to my girls. So
Right.
it pushes me.
And you're super close with your mom.
I am. My mom
Ashley's
is like
mom
my
is-
best friend, and she's also my most annoying friend.
She's also been your best friend since you were like little, though. Like,
Yeah.
when I was like 12, I was like, Mom, no. You
Yeah.
were like, oh, Pam and I are going shopping.
Yeah, me and my mom were always close. I think it could have to do with that I was an only child too.
Right.
So it was just me and her and my dad was a dad.
Right.
So of
Sure.
course, me and my mom were going
Sure.
to party.
That's true.
Yeah.
So this year for your daughter's birthday last week, I Chase, the little one, I got her a backpack because she's into that. But I also got her 2 books. And what I discovered, first of all, everyone else got her all these like giant toys. And
Yeah.
then she went to open my present and I was like sweating because I was like, she's going to hate this. She already hates me. And now she's going to get a backpack and 2 books. And she's like, I'm 2. I don't read. Like, bye. So I'm like literally sitting there like, I don't want her to open this. This is going to be so embarrassing. And then she opened it. She was so excited to get the books.
What
happened?
She loved the books.
She loves books.
She loves books. She does.
I'm
Like
so
they make
excited.
her really excited. She'd be like, book.
Yeah. And then she was like carrying it around with her before bed.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm going to cry.
That's what she does. Some nights she'll like, I'll I'll put her to bed, and then in the morning when I go and get her, she'll have a book in the bed with her. Like, she obviously can't read, and it was dark, but something
Somehow
about the
she
book
got it.
gave her,
And like we'll get into this more, but you're a self-proclaimed not really a reader.
I hate to read.
But not really.
I don't hate to read, and honestly, as I was going through the questionnaire that you gave me, I realized that there was a point in my life where I actually loved to read.
Reading.
And I was super into books, and I had like my authors that I read all their books. And like, I don't know, I guess it was just I went into a new phase of life where there's other things that take up my time.
Right.
And then when I want to relax, reading is no longer relaxing for me.
But you do read things, like you read magazines.
I read magazines. I love reading magazines. And what I realize is that I do actually read every day because I do have a devotional book that I read. And I didn't even think about that, but I do actually read every day. It's just a short.
You just are insecure about your reading because it's not the kind of
reading
that people associate. Like, you're not a book
I'm not
reader.
a book reader, and I'm not like a smart book reader. And I never have been. Like, when we get into it, you're going to be like, oh, Ashley likes cheesy books.
That's okay.
Yes, but so that was like, Well, but now I can just watch reality TV, and it's just so much more relaxing.
I was listening to somebody talk. I can't remember where it was. It was maybe a podcast or something, and they were saying how documentaries are books for millennial or like our generation because people aren't reading so much. So a lot of with Netflix and all these online sources of entertainment, people are now reading. Instead of reading, they're watching these documentaries or multi-part series to learn the same information, which I thought was interesting. And I wish I could remember who was saying it. When I find it, I will put it in the show notes. I think it was maybe Keep It or a podcast like that, but maybe it was Keep It. Anyways, they were talking about that. And I thought it was interesting. I like to read because I like to not have screen time. But if it's still educational, and for some people that's easier, like to see it as opposed to read it. Yeah. But Chase likes books.
Chase likes books, and Charlie likes books. I think even though I'm not an avid reader, it's something that I know is important.
Right.
And so I'm instilling that in my daughters because just because I'm not a reader, I'm not going to make them not readers as well, because I know that they need to be readers.
Right.
So it's something that I started early with them.
Right.
So they always have had books, and we read, like when they're babies, even when they don't fully understand, I'll read them a book before bed, and that's like the bedtime routine. And now Charlie's learning to read, and so, she has to read every day.
Right. Well, Charlie spent the night over here at our house, and we were getting ready for bed, and I was like, oh, I'm going to read to you from Charlotte's Web because that's one of my favorite books. And she was like, Auntie, you read all the time. I was like, yeah. She's like, why do you like to read so much? And I was like, I don't know. I just love it. And she's like, I want to love to read too. And I was like, I'm crying. I got to go. She was like, bye, Charlie. Sorry, something's in my eye.
Yeah.
But it made me so happy.
No, I mean, because that's your guys' relationship too. So
And I just think like I like to see that they're into books, because I feel like we're told so much that like nobody reads anymore. Nobody cares about reading, but like
it's important.
Yeah, it's important.
I mean, and I see like with you, like you have such a diversified range of knowledge from the books that you read. And it's absolutely amazing, because you'll be talking about something and I'll be like, that's so smart. That's so interesting. But I know nothing about it, because my level of knowledge or what I'm learning about is streamlined at this point in my life.
That is true. I do feel like what reading has helped me as far as like diversifying my knowledge or whatever is that you can pick up a book, and for those 200 or 300 pages, you're immersed in someone else's way of thinking.
Yeah.
So even if I pick up a book on a topic that I'm already interested in, I'm going to see it in a different way, even if I don't agree.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to pick up something that I didn't know I was interested in. Like I got this book about Attica. It's called Blood in the Water, the prison uprising. And I got it because it won the Pulitzer. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this that much. And then I read it and I was like, this is amazing. And I didn't know anything about this. And now I'm obsessed with this story. So I think that's what's cool for me about reading, is that like, not only do I learn new things, but I also can be steered towards new interests. Whereas if it was a TV show, I'd be like, I don't want to watch anything about Attica.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Right.
And I'd change to something else. Whereas like once you pick up the book, like you're kind of there.
I think it's important.
Yeah, I think
Even
it's
though
good.
I can't do it myself.
Well, you can, and
I
you
can.
do.
And maybe I will.
Maybe you will. Maybe this podcast will remind you about how much you love reading, and then you'll be like, I'm going to read.
I really didn't. I mean, I enjoyed reading the book.
Oh yeah. So we read Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. We'll talk about it next week, but we're going to talk about it a bunch next week. I'm very excited. I mean, that's all we're talking about. That's the whole focus of next week. So anyways, okay. The last thing before we dive into books that I really want to touch on is you have a brand new lifestyle brand that you're in charge of, and Style, and you started with a candle launch.
Yes.
What is that?
You know what? I feel like my whole career has been, I don't want to say I fell into it, but stuff sort of like happens and it comes to me, and then it's like a overwhelming feeling inside of me that I'm like, this is what I meant to do. So with the candle line, you know, obviously I'm a stylist and I've been doing this for a long time, but it's not like all that I see myself doing. Like I wanted to grow my brand,
right?
But I also wanted it to be something very organic. So lifestyle, or like home interiors, has always been something that I've loved. And how I fell into the candles was that I was going into this candle manufacturer in Santa Monica, and I'm like, I want to make a candle to send out to my clients and like my stores that I shop in a lot for Christmas. So I go in there and I'm like sitting down, and there's all these perfume, like all the oils and stuff, and like she's showing me, and like, this is what we do, and they walk me through the thing where they hand pour everything, and I'm like, this is so cool. And so I'm sitting there with Anthony, who she's sort of like my publicist, brand manager, and we're doing it together because she's making a candle too. And like all of a sudden we like look at each other, and it was like simultaneous. She was like, you've got to do this. And I was like, I've got to do this. I love this. This is so cool. Fun. So however much I fell into it, it has 100% become a passion for me. And like I came out with like my signature collection, which is 3 fragrances, and it was so much fun. And it took a lot longer than anticipated because I wanted everything to be so perfect that I was going back and like figuring it out, because I really want it to be a luxury line of candles. So I'm trying to compete with like the Jo Malones and the Diptyques. So I want to be
and they smell really good. Thanks. I will we'll take some pictures of them and post it. And where can people get your candle?
So you can get my candle right now at shopanstyle.com. And they're online right now. I'm going to be in some boutiques come fall.
Great.
But initially the launch is online.
Okay. And that will be in the show notes, you guys. Of course, at the bottom. I'll
buy my candles.
Yeah, it'll say Ashley's website or whatever. And it'll link, and you can go buy the candles.
Yes.
And look, as I told you guys, I don't really compliment things that I don't think are good. What's the black candle that I love? Which one is that?
The black candle is called Noir Santal.
Okay. That's the one. It's like, it's delicious. What's in it? I don't know how to say these things.
It's like sandalwood and black currant. So it's sort of like a dark fragrance.
Wait, is that the original one?
That's my original.
Okay. Yeah. That's the one I love.
Yeah.
There's the eucalyptus mint one. I just got that today. It smells really good. But the Noir Santal is my jam. If you want your house to smell like my house,
and mine
and Ashley's. Okay.
So Kevin has the candles. Kevin loves the candles.
Honestly, the thing that's nice about them is that they're good for men and women, because my husband loves them too.
Yeah, so especially the Noir Santal, I think that was my original fragrance, and I was really keeping a man in mind.
Yeah.
But it's something that women can love too.
It's so
just
good.
It's sort of a masculine scent. Yeah. So men, you should love it as well.
Oh, I love it so much. Yeah. Now we get on to my favorite part, talking books, baby.
My least favorite part.
Ashley's been very nervous about this, but I'm actually excited to hear what she has to say.
I don't want to be exposed as being stupid.
You're not stupid.
My voice already makes me sound stupid, and so now if I don't have the right answers,
there's no right answers. Every week, all we talk about is a judgment-free reading zone. So I feel like anything that you've read has added value to your life, even if you thought it was trash. And I read a lot of things that I was like, this was bad, and I feel like you learn and whatever. So I'm releasing you from your own personal judgment. I think you're perfect, and I think your choices are going to be amazing.
Aww, thanks.
Tell me about 2 books you love and 1 book you hate.
Okay, so this was really fun for me, like I said before, because it literally helped me delve into my past, because I literally haven't read a book. Well, since one of the books that I love is called On Becoming Baby Wise. Oh. And this was a book that I read when I was pregnant with my first daughter, Charlie, when I was extremely terrified of having a child. And it put me at so much ease and gave me so much peace. And so it's literally one of my favorite books.
Because it helps you sleep train.
It helped me sleep train, and it's the greatest thing ever, and every parent should do it. And when parents say that their kids are 2 and don't sleep through the night, I just laugh at them. Because my children slept through the night at 2 months.
Well, and Charlie she was like 2. She'd be like, Mommy, I need a nap now.
Yeah.
Like she would
my babies will tell you it's time for them to go to bed.
Yeah.
So that's great.
So that's
one book I love. And then the other book I love, I remembered, is called The Coldest Winter Ever.
Okay.
It's by Sister Soldier.
Oh.
And it's a great book. It's like a reality show come in a book.
Okay,
so
great.
It's like super juicy, and there's like sex and violence and money and shopping.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's a book you hate?
The book I hate, I remember I had to read it in high school, and it was called Animal Farm, and it was my worst nightmare.
That's like considered a classic.
Yeah, a classic nightmare.
I've never read it.
Okay.
I hate most classics I read.
It was weird. It was like animals, but it was like about Russia. I don't know. It was like strange.
It was, what do they call that? An allegory or something like that.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, what are you currently reading?
So I'm currently reading The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah. Next week, we dive in. Okay.
I had to have some extra time.
That's okay. That's okay. What are some books that you're maybe looking forward to reading?
Okay, so the one book that I'm looking forward to reading, and my girlfriend sent it to me as a gift, and it's called Getting Shit Done.
Ooh.
And so I'm really excited to read it because it's like about, being a woman and getting shit done.
So here's a question. You're going to have to get shit done, as in actually read the book to get the answers.
I know.
I'm
so I'm
going to
do it.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Everybody who's listening to this, you should harass Ashley on social media.
Harass me because it'll help.
Yeah, and then when you're done, you should post and let us know that you did it.
Okay, I'm going to.
How do you pick your next book?
It's always like people either buy me books like you, or like this time my friend Sienna bought me this book, or like a suggestion, like someone's like,
so you take it mostly from people.
Yeah. I'm never going on a list and being like, what are the best books in America?
Sure. Don't say never. You might.
I won't.
You might. Okay, well, what's on your nightstand?
So on my nightstand is, of course, an A.N. Style candle.
Ooh. Shop anstyle.com.
Thank you. And then also that's where I keep my devotionals. And this is when I realized that I actually do read books.
What's a devotional?
Okay,
I'm not religious.
I know you're not religious at all. Oh, actually that book is called How to Get Shit Done.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So a devotional is simply a daily, it's like a daily read. Like they're usually just like a few pages, and it's just spiritual. So it might lead you into prayer, or like it might lead you into like reading with your Bible, and it's just something that I like to do each morning.
And do you have to get like a new devotional each year?
So there's certain devotionals. The one that I always keep on my nightstand is called Confident Woman, and by Joyce Meyer, and it's like a 365, but I just like read it over and over.
Okay, got it. That's so interesting. I don't know. I don't know anything
about
this.
I
know. Okay, what is a book that you like to recommend to people?
On Becoming Baby Wise.
That's
because
true.
If you are becoming a parent and you don't read this book, you're doing the wrong thing. I'm telling you, it's great.
I actually give people the book who are pregnant, and I'm like, my friend Ashley told me to, and her babies tell you when they need to take a nap. So what else do you need?
What else do you need?
Yeah. What's the last good book someone recommended to you?
1,000 Lives.
Did I recommend that?
You recommended it.
You guys, that's
and
my
you
book
bought
about
it for
Joan,
me.
and I had it shipped to your home.
Yes.
Like I literally was like, you need to read
And
this.
do you know that I read almost 3 chapters? And that is really
that's
great.
That's a lot for you. And you liked it.
I got into the beginning of it. It was solid.
You came to dinner and you were like, I like this
I
book.
know, because I read the first 3 chapters and now I can't find it.
Cool. You've done it great. Well, anyways, it's by Julia Shears. It's about Jonestown. It's one of my favorite books. It's nonfiction and it's great. What's the best book you've received as a gift?
So I'm going to go back into my devotionals because I know you love that so much. And it was actually a book called Stuck.
Okay.
And it is a devotional, and it's super quick read, and it was great.
Great. I love that. How do you read? Hard books or hard copy? Whoa. Struggle bus. Hard copy, ebook, audiobook.
I've never done an audiobook, but now that you said that about Kevin's, like maybe that's something I could do
because
I didn't read his book.
Okay.
But normally it's just hard copy.
Yeah. And then where do you read? Or like, what's your reading
I
setup?
typically like to read in bed.
In the morning or
in
night?
the morning.
In the morning. Okay.
Yeah. And on planes. That's like, that's how I really got into this book.
Right.
And like on vacation, because that's like the only time where I don't have 5 million things I'm doing during the day.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, reading, I try to treat my reading like a job, kind of. Like I carve out time in my day. So like, I'm a to-do list person. So on my to-do list every day, it's like read. And sometimes if I'm having a hard time focusing, I'll put my phone on airplane mode and I'll set a timer for an hour and just sit down and read.
That's very inspiring.
Well, if it helps you, I don't know. If you want to make time for reading, you just have to make the time.
I know.
But just like how people feel about going to the gym, it's like you schedule it in your phone like an appointment. If it's not a priority to you, but you want it to be, you have to make space.
What's also funny though is that I think it also has to do with like your group of friends, because you're my only friend that reads. And for instance, I was on the plane with Kevin and like our team, and I pulled out the book because I was trying to finish it.
Right.
And they all look at me like, "Oh, you read?" Like I'm trying to be fancy because I guess I'm surrounded by idiots.
Read. And you should be like, Kevin, you should be happy that I read since you wrote a book. Okay.
It was funny.
Are there any books that you feel proud about having read?
Yes, there was one book that I feel proud about having read, and that is Invisible Man. And I read that in college because I took a lot of African American studies classes, and it was in one of the classes we read that book, and I feel like it's 100% a classic and something everyone needs to read.
I've never read it.
I feel very proud of myself because that's a smart book, I read it.
And it is a smart book, and you read it, and it is a classic for sure.
Don't ask me what it's about.
I won't.
But I know I read it.
Okay, well, great. That check. A book you're embarrassed about having read?
So when I was young.
Uh-oh, I'm nervous.
I used to read all those little like girly books, like Nancy Drew. And but the one is the one about the horses. And I can't remember what it was called right now, but it was like the Horse Club. I got into horses for a short time in my life, and it was really strange.
Okay,
but it was like a teeny bop series about horses.
Let me try Googling it. I'm going to ask you the next question and Google it
Okay.
while you go. What's a book that you're embarrassed about not having read?
Every book. Every single book. Like all the books that maybe Barack Obama wrote that I should have read. All the books that you've read. I'm embarrassed because I feel like I should have read.
But
a lot of books.
I've not read Invisible Man.
I know, but that's like something... I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually shocked. So shame on you.
Saddle Club?
Saddle Club.
The Saddle Club.
That is my most embarrassing.
Another book I've never read or series of books.
I used to like horses. It was strange.
I loved horses.
I know, but it's kind of embarrassing.
I never read it.
I went to horse camp.
So did I. Nice try being the only person who goes to horse camp.
Wait, you went to horse camp?
I went to horse camp. I used to volunteer at the stable, and that means like cleaning the horses and picking out their hooves and helping them put the saddles on so I could ride the horses for free.
But I felt like you told me that you don't want to ride a horse.
I want to ride a horse. Jake, my husband, refuses to ride horses. I love horses. I haven't been on a horse in years. I loved horses.
Go horseback riding.
I would
for
shovel
my
their
birthday.
poop. Let's do it.
Okay.
Ashley and I's birthdays are very close. So Ashley's birthday is next week and my birthday is this week. Well, when you're listening, my birthday just happened and Ashley's birthday's in a few days. Anyways, you don't care. Who cares?
Blah, blah.
I'm excited. I love a birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a favorite book from your childhood?
All the Sweet Valley High. I used to love those.
Those are so good.
Yeah.
What about, did you read the Babysitter Club's book too?
Yes, I did. But I thought about that. But Sweet Valley High, I liked more.
There
were some mystery Sweet Valley Highs that were especially great.
Yeah. You used to give those to me, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. A favorite book that was assigned to you in school?
Their Eyes Were Watching God.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
I've never read that either. That's
What's
one of the
wrong
ones
with
that
you?
I'm kind of embarrassed about.
I took a lot of African American studies in college.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Is that this is one of the reasons that I wanted to actually start this podcast, aside from just talking about books in a judgy way. But I feel like a lot of my life was wasted in school reading the stuff that the teachers thought that I should read, and not the stuff that was important to me as a human. And then in high school, my African American history teacher in high school made us read the autobiography of Malcolm X. Shout out to Tony Green. And I didn't finish it. I was like, oh, this is fine. And then I read it right after college, and I was like, yo, this man, Tony Green, Mr. Green, was assigning real shit in school.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I need to go back and read. So like I've gone back, I've been trying to go back and read some African American like classic books, but I wish we were assigned Their Eyes Were Watching God.
No, that's what I was saying, because like one of the questions we're going to get to is like, what would you...
That's the next one. Talk to me.
Because I feel like there were so many books that I read in college where I wish I could have read them in high school, because the earlier that you learn these things and it's ingrained in you, I think the better. So like, for instance, like reading, you know, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings or something like that in high school, I think could change your whole life.
Well, and because I feel like in school, what happens is the teachers put in front of you whatever they put in front of you, and that automatically gets meaning and value because of all the books in the world. Like, that's the one.
Why did I have to read Animal Farm? Like, what was that doing for me when I could have been reading books about race relations in America, but instead we're reading about Russia in the
Well, you were reading about like communism. You were reading about another thing. Anyways, but the point is that like anything that's put in front of you as a kid, you automatically assign value to it. So your teachers are giving you all these books written by white men, and that's telling you that that's what an author is. Yeah. Like I didn't even really understand that like anybody could be an author, and that anybody who wrote a book was an author, and therefore there are books written by people who are valuable. Like I think we had to read Maya Angelou, maybe, or was one of the teachers assigned it, but also different teachers assigned different books depending on who you got.
And you were also in Oakland going to school. I feel like you may have been a little more progressive than it was in Bellevue, Washington.
Well, yeah, I mean, but not that much. I had to take an African American history class to get Malcolm X. Like it wasn't like in the regular history. And I don't think
that's
class.
Right. I think that
should be in regular history.
It should be 100% regular history, because this is American history.
Right.
So to try and identify it as African American history is not really fair, because
exactly.
It's just history.
Actually, so Jake and I went to Barnes & Noble the other day. We were at the Grove, and I'm standing up there upstairs, like looking at the books, whatever, just like looking, you know, not trying to buy anything. And I see these two girls, and they go and they pick up the autobiography of Malcolm X, and they're these two white girls, and one of them picks, or they're white appearing. Maybe they had other things going on. But anyways, they're white looking. And she picks up the book, and she's like, "Oh, it's so long. I'll never finish this." And I was like, and of course, me being obnoxious and a book lover, I'm like, I know it looks really long. The beginning's a little slow, but I'm telling you, it's a great book. And she's like, yeah, it's just really long. And I was like, I'm sure you got it assigned in school. I'm sure you wouldn't have picked it up. I'm telling you, it's a really good book. You probably are going to be like miserable in the beginning, but it's worth a read. And you might not appreciate it now. And then you're going to read it in your 20s, and you're going to be like, yo, I can't believe my teacher was assigning this. And she was like, okay, thanks. And it made me feel better.
Yeah.
Because I was sad that she wasn't excited to read it, because it's a big book.
But then maybe you changed her.
I don't know. I doubt it. She, her and her friend like walked away, and then I heard them like giggling. Stupid. They were like, who's that old lady? Like,
leave us alone.
Who's that old lady in the bookstore talking to me?
No, but this happened even in my daughter's school. I just feel like, I mean, she's 7, like I get it, but I feel like the earlier that you can learn about the things that happen, especially, you know, African American history, I just feel like it's important. And I don't think that it's something that should be shied away from, like, oh, it's shameful. Like, no.
Or that it's other.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like, you know, a lot, like we read Joy Luck Club, but that's the only Chinese American story.
Also
it's a great book and a great movie.
I love
the movie. Best quality crab. But like something like that is like it's held up as the only one, unless you take an Asian American literature class, right? And it's like, well, why shouldn't I get to hear voices from other people from other places, especially in a country that is a quote unquote melting pot, right? It's like, if that's who we want to pretend that we are, which is, I think, up for debate, especially currently. But I think if that's who we think that we are, and we want to be diverse in LA or in Oakland or wherever you are, like, you can't just relegate the classic books or the books written by people of color to a separate category, because it's not, you're not doing what you're saying. And I also think this is a little bit more nitpicky, but I think that only teaching the classics is also does a disservice to everybody, because I think when you say only Maya Angelou is important, or only Toni Morrison, or only, you know, Amy Tanner, whoever is considered like the important people, you're taking away from people who are up and coming. Like they had to start somewhere,
right?
So why aren't kids reading a book that came out this year and being like, this is what current literary fiction is, or this is what current African American literature is? So I think, I mean, I could go on and on about this. I think it's really interesting, and it's one of the things that I was considering becoming a teacher. And that was like, why? Because I wanted to push books.
Yeah.
Because, you should get to read stuff. You should have to read stuff. Anyways, I'm going to try to gently climb off this soapbox.
Okay. Slowly.
And just move forward and maybe change the topic a little bit. Do you have any favorite authors?
I did remember that I loved Toni Morrison. I read several of her books, and I really just love the way that she writes.
So I've never... Well, I read part of The Bluest Eye in high school, but I just couldn't get into it. I've never really read any Toni Morrison, but I have Beloved on my list.
Yeah.
And one of our listeners, his name is Reggie. He's
Hey,
like
Reggie.
my homie on Instagram. He really welcomed me into the book community. I love Reggie. He's awesome. But he calls Toni Morrison like his icon. Like that's his number one. And he's always talking about her books.
Yeah.
He's really excited me about it. So hearing you say that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite of her books that you can remember?
The Bluest Eye. I did love Beloved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love that. And then also I've heard good things about Sula.
Sula.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
I
other
read
one.
that one also. Yeah.
So I got to do that. I got to do those. Okay. What about a favorite book that's been adapted to a film or TV show?
Okay. So when you just said Joy Luck Club, hello, I totally forgot about that. But
So
then my
good.
other one was 50 Shades of Grey.
Ooh, you saw the movies?
I saw those movies. I've never read the book. I do have it. Someone gave it to me.
You'll like it. It's really fast. I loved it. I'm embarrassed, but I did like them.
Listen, those movies are great.
I need to see them.
They're so good.
Guess what? We're at your last question.
Yay!
You're like, I can get out of here. Okay. This is my favorite one. If you could recommend one book to the current president of the United States, what would it be?
So it was really difficult because there's so many things that he needs to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But I just said basically anything written by Barack Obama because, hello, can we go back?
Yes. Oh, my God. Well, Michelle's book is coming out in November.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know yet for sure, but my hope is that early 2019 we'll cover her book on the podcast.
So good.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else that you want to add about books or reading or anything?
I just want you guys to know that I am going to try and make an effort to read more, but I want you guys to know that I make it a priority for my children.
That's good.
So that's important to all you readers that are judging me.
I told you release the judgment.
At least I pass it down to my children.
No one's judging you. You're not the only person who I know who listens to this show who's like, I listen to this show because it makes me feel like I'm reading.
I know. I feel smarter after I listen to this show.
And you talked about some really good books. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks.
Anyways. All right. So Ashley and I are done for today. We will be back next week to discuss Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. If you haven't listened or if you haven't read it yet, read it. I will link to all of Ashley's social media and also where you can get her candles on shopanstyle.com.
Yes.
And we will see you all in the stacks. That's it for today's episode of The Stacks. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Ashley North for being our guest. Ashley will be back next week to discuss Shonda Rhimes' book, Year of Yes. Please go ahead and rate and review this show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Our graphic designer is Robin McCray. Our theme music comes from Tagiragis, and this show was created and produced by me, Tracy Thomas.